Can you see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the content includes the, the uh, in the topic is mainly group dynamic. So in the group dynamic, we will talk about the definitions, the introductions, definitions, importance in organizations, principles, group structures, the types of the group, group development, factors affecting group dynamic, threats to group effectiveness, and we will summarize the topic. So in the introductions here, every organization is a group unto itself, and a group refers to two or more people who share a common meaning and evaluations of themselves and come together to achieve a common goals. In other words, a group is a collective of people who interact with each others, okay, and accept the rights and obligations as members and who share a common identity. Here, group dynamics is relevant to group of all kinds, both formal and informal, and it is founded by Eckhart Levitt to study a group decision and the group productivity and the group interactions, um, group cohesiveness, and the group communications. Group dynamic contains two terms, group and group dynamics. The group is basically a collective of two or more persons, and dynamics come from a Greek word which means force. And thus, like group dynamics is concerned with the interactions of forces among group members to social situations. So group is defined as several individuals who comes together to accomplish a particular task or goals. And group dynamic refers to the attitudinal and behavioral characteristics of a group and the social process by which the people interact in a group environment. It influences of a personality, power, and behavior of the group process. In the importance of a group in organizations. So there are various roles where the group is playing in an organization itself. Here, typically, it is and outperform individuals when the tasks involved require a variety of skills, experience, and decision making. And it is often more flexible and can quickly assemble to achieve the goals. And also, it has many motivational aspects. And it is more, the members are more likely to participate in the decision making and problem solving activities. Okay, then the group complete most of the work in an organization. So the effectiveness of an organization is limited to uh, due to the effectiveness of its group itself. Okay, so in the characteristics of a group here, there it includes two or more persons, and then there are formal social structure, then common fate, that means they swim together, they have a common goals, they have face-to-face interactions, interdependence, self-definitions as a group, and recognition by others too. So in the principles of a group dynamic, it includes the principle of perception, which means regards and the values that the thoughts, status, and presence of each other. Then principle of belongingness, that means the feeling of an anonymity. Then the principle of changes, that means a group encounter the entry and exits of members, and also the reformations and dissolutions. And principle of conformity means they stick to the norms or the rules. And principle of power means together as a group the member have the power to achieve the goals more effectively. And principle of common motives means the group aims at the collective objectives. Then principle of adjustment, the group norms, composition, and authority and objectives are altered. Okay. Then continuous process principle. Here it ensures activities are performed uninterruptedly, and goal orientation is the actions and duties of the group are directed towards the group goal or objectives. So these are the principles of group dynamics. Now, structure is a pattern of relationships among members that holds the group together and help to achieve assigned goals. Under the group structure, we have different elements, or the group structure is described in terms of the group size, the roles, the norms, and cohesiveness. Now, in the group size, it varies from 2 people to a more large number of people. When there are 2 to 10 people, uh, they thought to be more effective because its members are having the ample opportunity to participate and to become actively involved in the group. Then beyond 10 to 12 members, it increases the size of the group. It results in decreasing satisfaction. Okay, so large group may waste time by deciding on process and trying to decide who would participate next. Or the group size will affect not only participating but satisfaction as well. All right. Now, the group roles. When we talk about the group roles, a defined manner in which an individual is supposed to behave while holding a particular position in the group and can be termed as his or her role. It comprises of identity, then role perception, role expectations, and role conflict. In the group norms, when we talk about group norms, the norms itself is acceptable standards of behavior within the group that are shared by the members of the group. The norms define the boundaries of acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Now, the different classes of the group norms set in an organization include the appearance norms, performance norms, social arrangement norms, and resource allocation norms. Now, group cohesiveness is an interpersonal attractions binding the group members together. Okay, it refers to the bonding of a group members and their desire to remain part of the group. And here, one of the advantages of the group Mm, cohesiveness includes demonstration lower tension and anxiety, demonstration less variations in productivity, and demonstration better member satisfaction. So these are the advantage of the group cohesiveness. Not only that the worker have a satisfaction, low turnover and absenteeism, and higher productivity enable group to exercise active control over the members. And disadvantage includes highly cohesiveness group may be detrimental to organizational performance if their goals are misaligned with organizational goals. So now, types of the groups. In the types of the group, there are formal and informal types of the group. Under the formal types, we have common, task, and functional types of group. And under informal groups, we have interest, friendship, and reference types. So um, now, formal groups is established by an organizations to achieve a common goals. Uh, and here we have a common groups, tasks, groups, and functional group. Common groups means it is specified by the organizational chart and often consists of a supervisor and the subordinates that report to the supervisor. Say an example, a command group is an academic department chairman and the faculty members in that department. Okay, then task groups consist of people who work together to achieve a common task. Then members are brought together to accomplish a narrow range of goals within a specific time period. Then functional groups is created by the organizations to accomplish specific goals within an unspecified time frame. They remain to existence after achievements of current goals and objectives. Say, example, marketing department. So these are the 3 types of the group. Now, in informal groups, there are three other types again: interest, friendship, and reference. So, informal groups means what? Unofficially or emergent groups that involved in a group setting to gratify a variety of members' needs not met by formal groups. They are created for purpose other than the accomplishment of organizational goals and do not have any specific time frame. Okay, so interest groups usually continue over time and may last longer than general informal groups. The members of interest groups may not be part of the same organizational department, but they are bound together by some other common interest. The goals and objectives of group interest are specific to each group and may not be related to the organizational um, goals and the objectives. Now, friendship groups are formed by members who enjoy similar social activities, political beliefs, religious beliefs, values, and other common bonds. Members enjoy all the members enjoy each other's company and meet after work to participate in these activities in the friendship groups. In reference group, in reference group, a type of group that uh, people use to evaluate themselves according to the Charrington. The main purposes of reference groups are social validations and social comparison. So social validations allows individuals to justify their attitudes and values, while social comparisons helps individuals evaluations their own actions by comparing themselves to others. Group development. So how the group is formed? According to Bruce Tuckman in the year 1960s, he has five stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and enduring. So the first steps in of the group development is forming. Here, group members get to know each other and reach a common goals. And secondly, storming stage, the group members disagree on directions and leadership, and the manager needs to be ensure the conflict stays focused. Okay. Then norming, close ties and consensus begin to develop between the group members. And the fourth stage is performing. Here the group begins to do its real work. Then the last stage, enduring. Here only for task forces they are temporary. So these are the five stages of the group development. Now, there are various factors affecting the group dynamics, which include psychological forces, past experience, goals, and ideology, and associational forces. So, the psychological forces um, are like the psychological or desires of an individual's revolved around their needs for status, security, recognition, experience, and belongingness. So all these factors, their adaptability to the group, it affects their adaptability to the group. Past experience, here the individual behavior in a group depends upon their learning from the past events of life comprising of the habits, values, attitude, perception, etc. Goals and ideology, another essential components where the individual goals and beliefs which may or may not align that with that of the whole group, leading to disagreements and unwillingness to perform. Associational factors includes here the impact of family, geographical habitations, peer group traditions, customs, and religions on the individual. Okay, direct his or her actions in the group. Now, threats to group effectiveness. What makes a group ineffective? Why do a group fail to perform in the desired manner? A group is made up of people with different mindset and behavior. So under these the traits show group effectiveness, it includes social lofting and group thinking, free thinking, poor leadership, and blocking. So, so when we talk about social lofting, it is a failure of the group members to contribute a personal time, effort, thoughts, and other resources to the group may result in a lower group performance and failure attain group goals. Then group thinking here, a group decision which is taken to the hassle and without much of discussion may create a havoc for the whole group. Okay, then this may result in biased decision making and lack of backup plan and limited alternatives and declining experts advice and improper revelations of the various possibilities. Then poor leadership, improper guidance and directions to the members and group leader lack the sufficient skills of management, then the team members may not be able to rely on his or her decision. So free riding means here a person who tends to keep himself or herself away from the tasks, not performing the work not performing worker is also known as a free rider. Okay, then blocking, when one of the group members hinders the formal communications interactions or decision without the team, he or she is considered to carry out the blocking role. So that is all about the group dynamic. What are the difference of group dynamic and the principles, the factors affecting the group dynamic. So in conclusion, I would just like to say that group dynamics, the usefulness of a group is now nowhere more apparent than the when the groups are used to help their member changes. All right, groups by their very nature provide their members who inform, support, and guidance, and so many persons and interpersonal problems can be resolved